What is going on, familia? Hope everyone can hear and see me. We're in a nicer spot without any of the background noise in the main sports book. This is the racing hall. So I'm going to get straight into it for the title. The WNBA Finals reached a wild conclusion where the Minnesota Lynx stormed back down 18, ties the most points in a comeback in the finals history. And they defeated the New York Liberty 95-93 on their own home floor at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. So this is a crazy upset, and this is why I said the Minnesota Lynx will win in my previous vid. I had to take it down because some stupid copywriter YouTube's just being weird. But other than that, guys, I think this is why Minnesota is ultimately worthy and just the better team overall. They have better coaching. They have better disciplined players. The chemistry is there. They definitely have a little bit more versatility in terms of undersized players instead of Jonquil Jones or the New York Liberty, where Stewie, she just isn't as consistent, or I wouldn't even say she's the best player on the team. I think it's Ionescu. So it should be interesting to see where this all leads, and ultimately will determine who the winner is. I would say the Lynx will ultimately win in 4 games. So there's that. And the WNBA finals, it's crazy how 3 of the Lynx players were in, 20 points or higher. You had Courtney Williams leading the way. You have Kayla McBride, Nafisa Collier, who's playing at an absolute MVP level. Shout out to her and the fact that I'm wearing her jersey right now, number 24. So it's going to be obviously a huge deal because New York doesn't really seem to have an answer whenever the Lynx they seem to stop them in their tracks every single time. So it should be fun. Definitely for the upcoming Sunday game. So definitely stay tuned on that. As for this next segment, we're going to go into detail for what is it right here? For the 2025 upcoming season, guys, for the NBA, it means something because you definitely don't have as much, teams who are going to be contending, unless it's either Boston, you've got Oklahoma City, you've got the Denver Nuggets, you've got the Timberwolves, you've got, who else? Memphis, who still wants to go at it, and probably Cleveland, or there's a very few set of teams who in the East, maybe Indiana, it just depends on how far away into the playoffs they'll go. So we shall see where it all leads. But like I was saying, it's nothing short of excitement because the NBA, for certain teams, some are just going to be in a strict rebuild. The top 5 teams that I'll be focusing on or breaking down are the Nuggets. You've got the Timberwolves. You've got Oklahoma City. You've got Boston. And I would say another wild card in the East is probably New York instead of Philadelphia. So these 5 teams I will break down onto where they lead into the NBA title contention. For the Denver Nuggets, it's getting back every other year because they won it in 2023. This year, they got to prove that they can definitely still make it back and show the Boston Celtics who's absolutely the best in the West. So it's a question of whether or not the Nuggets are truly ready or capable of defeating a super team, not even a super team, just a really great team, the champions, the Boston Celtics. And I'll get to them next. But for Jokic, Russell Westbrook, Dario Saric, the new additions, it's going to be a lot considering it's just like, are we going to fit in really well? Are they going to play together? Could it be a train wreck? Could it not be? Will Jamal Murray be healthy or will he not be an all-star? I don't think he will. And it's definitely going to be a very, very hard uphill battle. So I don't think he will care, but we shall definitely see how that all turns out. Number 2, I will go with the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are right behind, but they're not anywhere good as near they were last year without Karl Anthony Towns. Nowadays on New York. And unfortunately for the Timberwolves, they just lack a bit of that killer instinct aside from Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert is not a championship level player with the way he's kind of shown himself to be the last several times when he's guarded guys like Luka Doncic. Who else? Just guys like Jokic or anybody who can destroy him. Kawhi Leonard, any of these bigger guys who seem to always muscle their way, dunk on Gobert and everything. So there's that issue. I think right now also for the Minnesota Timberwolves, losing Kyle Anderson or some other guys are going to be a huge key factor. So just stay tuned in on that. Next, moving on, we've got the Oklahoma City Thunder, who were the best team in the West by only the tiebreaker. If the Nuggets had won and kept the first seed, they should have won the championship. I swear it would have been so much of an easier path. Or if they even played Dallas in the second round, it would have been a lot more interesting. So there's that. You also got now, I think that if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does decide to go for the finals, or not finals, regular season MVP, it'll definitely be more of a boost for Jokic just to go for finals and definitely take over. So I think they got a great team with Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, some of the better guys off the bench. So it'll definitely blossom into something really great for Oklahoma City as long as they can get back to the semifinals or Western Conference Finals for once. You've got the Boston Celtics next, who are obviously defending champions. They're the ones to beat. They're everybody's like main enemy, including the Lakers, for the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, everybody, you name it in the league. I just don't see how the Boston Celtics can repeat unless they truly stay on top with Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, the guys who were required to hit big shots, live or die by the three, whatever you name it. Derek White, you've got Jaylen Brown, obviously. I'm not going to really want to go over some of their other guys. Like you got Al Horford and what's his name? Kristaps. They have the best team. It's just a matter of who will they face against in the playoffs is the question. So there's that issue. The Celtics really probably have an easy path in the East because it's the East for a reason. And then you have my last team, I would say New York. If New York truly develops, what's up, Noah? It's good to see you, my guy. If New York truly develops themselves into be a top 3 seed in the East, it's game over. I don't even think Boston would be able to match up against Karl-Anthony Towns unless he decides to go crazy off on threes. But it's something to note that when they traded Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo for Karl-Anthony Towns, it's like, are they really going to like try and utilize Karl-Anthony Towns to be a shooting center, or what is he going to be, you know? So there's just a lot left to be unanswered and just to figure out, because who knows what New York is truly going for, if they're going to be healthy, if Jalen Brunson has to do all the work, if every one of their guys is going to, you know, step up and probably go to where they've never been yet, which is the conference finals for New York. The Indiana Pacers definitely upset both the Knicks and surprised everybody when they did that. So it'll just be a matter of time as that all goes down. And come around next year, I predict if it really is the Nuggets versus Celtics in the finals, I really think the Nuggets will win that game or that series in 6 games. So, and the WNBA just even mentioned that they're going to push the finals to 7 games next season, or best of 5, best of 7, and best of 7. So it's definitely something worth watching. So, guys, stay tuned on more content. This has been your boy, Exxxquisite Nugget. We will catch you guys on the flip side. Let me know in the comments, or who do you guys think will definitely be a big surprise, a dark horse for the NBA in the next 2025 season. This is going to be a lot of fun because it's only a couple weeks away from the start of the new season. So, as always, have a great night. And as always, go Lynx.